Right, well, this is us on the homeward leg now. We've got 2 days and we'll be back with you blokes in Sydney. Just prepare yourself, everyone, because something beautiful is about to happen.
Go, Jackie!
Okay,
Great to catch up and ride with these guys. They're fantastic. They've had an amazing journey around Australia. Truly inspirational. And it's great to have them back safe and sound.
Generous words from the captain. Generous words from the captain.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so we're just about to go vertical from Phillip Island up to Sydney, which is pretty exciting. After travelling east, we'll be going north, and it's raining. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, so we're excited. On the road, though, we're gonna take a few bends. We're taking 2 nights at Tallangatta and doing a lot of curly roads. Meta and Omeo are just beautiful roads, so we're pretty excited about that. We've got our gear off and we're light, so we're ready to go, Roger. George isn't the slowest rider I've met.
Very contained.
Very contained. And he's worried about my chicken strips. Let's have a look, see what do you think, George?
So what are you looking for there, bro?
We're looking for some scuffing. Worn right to the edge. We've got to get this person here off.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's all got to go.
No, I couldn't do that. Oh, geez, I'm talking about these ones, right? I'm talking about these ones.
No, they're little. Let's just tie them all.
No. I'm not, there's no way I'm going to get to there.
You've got to drive off that part.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. I'm glad we didn't overtake this guy, past this guy. Oh my heavens. He's massive. Wow. We're crazy. It's official, Skippy. We're crazy. Oh, we're having a photo? Cool. Look out, Alan.
You went right over.
Hey, you didn't get out of the road, mate. How pretty is that? Dam was built around 1935 and 9 lives were lost building this dam, sadly, and it employed 1,000 men. What's that mountain over there we're looking at? This is Mount, not Bogan, but Bogon. As in the Bogon Moss, not Mount Bogan.
So, no, Bogon, like as in Bogon Moss, and it's the first mountain to get snow on it, and it's the last mountain to get the snow off it.
Oh, really? Is it the highest? Or?
And that's why, you know how moss are attracted to the light? So they're attracted to the snow.
Oh. And why?
That's why it's Mount Bogon.
Okay.
And if you eat the moss, they taste like almonds.
Really?
Yeah.
You've tasted them?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Ugh.
And why are you standing on that pole?
Picture opportunity.
Oh, let's just check it. Oh, what a beautiful... What's more glorious, the bikes or the scenery? The bikes, yeah, 3 for 3, that's bikes.
Gotta get the rock out.
That's a massive to go, isn't it?
Time is of the essence. The rain's coming. Yeah, and there's the rock, and it's coming out. This is how you fix a flat tyre.
Bloody Uluru. Check that out, you've seen Uluru on your trip.
Dog pit turd, and putting it in because the rock made the hole so big. We need 3 of those. George's. There we go.
Good, Glenn.
That's good.
Bubba up.
For real. I heard you say, what do I eat between bike rides?
Very curious.
It's the old can of tuna. And you asked me, but what about your spoon, Vetti?
What about your spoon, Betty?
Like you do that and you get a bit of an arch going.
Well done. I'm impressed.
These cost about $1 on special, I think. We call him George because he looks like George Clooney, but it's really actually Glenn.
We're looking for Ringo.
Yeah, no,
So how we going?
that's good.
Yeah?
You've got them off.
Yeah?
You can
Got them
park-
off?
You can
Oh, I
park.
have two actually, look.
You can park that anywhere and
And be proud.
be proud.
Is more than reasonable.
Oh, even the front.
Even the front.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
So you've been pushing the front too.
I've been pushing the front as
Yeah,
well.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
both sides. That's nice.
Yeah?
You always need a little bit on the front. There's
Yeah.
always a little bit on the front. Hard to get to the edge.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? Happy to ride
That's
with me?
that's a 10 out of 10.
That's a. Hang on, say that again.
10 out of 10.
New South Wales. We made it.
Made it.
Final state.
Home state. The most impressive thing I think is it's 10 kilometres faster here than it is in Victoria.
Woo!
Skippy, I'm not too sure why you stopped.
We just need to clean the visor.
Surely not.
It's like getting smacked in the face with a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, that's the beauty of actually being in front. You get to clean the windscreen for everybody.
And there they go. You're gonna fall in the water. I've got you.
Me with Nick and Yvette Wynn, who have completed an amazing journey around Australia.
How you feel, honey? We've just done just over 20,000 k's. You rang their service agent to see how.
I wanted the official, and
It's definitely over
we are
20,000.
definitely way over 20,000. We are over 20,000 kilometres, and that might explain why I feel so damn tired.
Yeah, it's been fabulous end of the leg with the Grand Prix. And,
So many different things.
yeah.
You know, the Grand Prix to watch, and then the Grand Prix to actually practice on the way back, following some pretty nifty riders.
Yeah.
And some amazing twists and some amazing sweepers, and just a totally different riding style now. All the weight's off.
I was saying we've left the other stuff here. We're going to pick it up tomorrow in the car. But I was saying to Skippy, you know, before we did the trip, I was thinking, wow, that'd be amazing to do that. And now I've done it. I'm like,
What next?
no, it's like, oh, that was easy.
Do I
but
get
it
a
wasn't
rest?
really easy, was it? If I can remember the hard bits, it wasn't that easy. No,
Do I get a rest? Can I have a rest?
no. Tasmania in February.
I want deep prayer, people. Okay, Miss Vetti,
Hello.
you got home.
We've made it.
You
darling.
made it.
Good job. Yeah, well,
Why don't we just spend a bit of time thinking about the trip,
yeah.
just as an overall? Couple of things that come to mind. Did you notice any friendly people out there?
How beautiful are Australians? You know, you get out there and you don't have a friend, you've got one in the outback.
Yeah.
It's
That-
awesome. I think, it's because you need a friend there and you can't do it by yourself.
No.
Everyone relies on everyone, so yeah, awesome. Yeah. I loved
Beautiful.
it. I loved it. Yeah.
Go Australia.
Go Australia.
You're good. You're good blokes.
Those outback people, get out there and get in amongst it because they're fabulous people.
Travelling along, did you think that the place was fairly small and tidy, or
Oh, how big is it, don't you? It's huge. Australia's huge.
vast?
Vast.
What about up there in the Kimberleys, the Pilbara,
Remote. Yeah. It was great.
Nullarbor? Was riding just the same beautiful, even 22 degrees every day?
Oh, wouldn't you like that? No, it was a very big challenge. Actually, that was probably the challenging bit about riding around Australia was the weather. Like we had the windy weather, we had the rain, and we had the heat. We had a little. Did we have any snow or not?
Well, there was snow up in the Alps. But, we had fire.
And fire. It was awesome.
So apart from the wind, the rain, the fire, and the searing heat,
Yeah.
basically easy.
Yeah.
So, Vetti, you're back in terra firma. Do you think that trip changed you in any way?
I was definitely a better motorbike rider after that. I felt much more confident, and the guys when they come up to you and usually they tell you how to ride, and because they don't think because you're a girl they don't think you're very good, which I haven't been, and then I mentioned that I've been around Australia, and they pull up stuff.
Right.
Tracks, they reverse, and they go, whoa, do respect.
Respect.
And it's really nice. I love it that the guys, they look at you and they nod and they go, yeah, good on you, chick. You know, it was lovely. There's not that, there is a friendly competition, I think, between the men and the women out there on the bikes, but it's friendly. Like it's not, I've never met a chauvinist or anything like that. It's all very much, the guys are like, kudos to you, Eddie.
I've seen a few motorbike men shrivel a little bit when you've gone past them.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's usually that's because of their motor they're riding,
Yeah, due respect, you are riding a 1200 Ducati.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so kudos to all the guys out there. Thanks, mate. Thanks for your encouragement, even though I can only nod.
Do you feel less or more Australian?
Oh, very much more Australian. I feel like I'm the real deal now. Now, if I thought I was bogan before, you haven't seen me unplugged. Yeah, so it was good.
So I felt the same. I felt that I had never really been around Australia. I think I got a bit tired of these English people and others coming around telling me all about my own country after they've been on holiday.
Yeah.
Go, oh, never been there.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Been there
isn't
now,
it?
Dale.
Yeah. Now we know. We tell people where to go.
Yeah, so I felt more Australian, but at the same time there were moments where I was with the Indigenous people, hearing their stories, and I looked at them, I looked at me and thought, yeah, they're Australian.
Yeah.
I felt a little less Australian at the same
Yeah,
time.
well, that's true. Yeah, good on them.
Yeah, for me, did it change me? Well, certainly changed my perspective. I had this moment where I was looking at the motorbikes in the Stirling Ranges. All the gear was there right in front of me, tent, two bikes, towel. And that was all we had. And we were surviving in the bush, and that's all we needed. And we were happy. And I thought, what am I doing with all that stuff back home?
I know.
I really did sort of shake off a little bit of need for all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that changed me, changed my perspective.
Yeah.
I also think that endurance-wise, just because you're pushed every day, you just get used to it. You get used to getting up, doing something you don't necessarily want to do, and so your endurance builds. And I came back feeling like, the grind that I do at home was easier and more bearable because, you just get used to it.
And the thing is too, when you do take on this challenge, that first day it was so difficult. Like the weather was difficult, but then also just getting the cameras out and working out how the cameras work properly because we weren't used to anything like that at all. And everything was so hard. Everything, it was like, oh my goodness, what have we bitten off more than we could chew? But Yeah, no, but we just persevere, you know, and then you get familiar with things. You go, okay, we can do this, we can do this. That becomes familiar. That's second-hand sort of.
Got easier. Did you find your heart working a bit out there, Vetti? Did you find yourself getting touched by anything out there?
I was so humbled by the vulnerable people out there, and look, I could cry just now thinking of them, and the Indigenous community who come up against all the odds, you know, and they still are smiling. They've still got their head held high, and it's just so humbling to see, you know, these people. Everyone out there doing it tough, like the weather, just from the get-go, just the weather, and let alone everything else, and the resources, and the lack of this and the lack of that, and the ingenuity of some of the townsfolk, and reinventing themselves because they
They
really
got to survive.
Yeah, the industry that they were growing up on isn't really working for them, so they adapt. And
Well, you think of a place like Winton that just got hit by the drought. You know, they're dying. You know, for us, it's like, oh, hard times. They're dying. The town dies. And so suddenly they reinvent dinosaur tourism. Who knew?
Yeah. Well, you know, that was partly because they had a dinosaur
That helped.
uncovered.
Very much their dinosaur tourism. You know, what's suggesting any other towns go for the dinosaur tourism model?
No, but you know, they used what they had, you know, and they made it known, and
They survived.
yeah, they are survivors.
Yeah, I was also thinking about the Indigenous people, and you really, you know, my heart got softer and softer and softer towards the people as I was able to get closer and closer, close enough to just hear the stories and just feel their plight and their injustices. Let's talk a little bit about God's creativity in Australia. I think he went to town. So you got to see roos. What else did you play with?
Roos and emus, like he's going, we made a bird. I've made a bird. Let's make a bigger bird. How big can my bird be made?
So you chase some emus, you chase some hoppers. I think you found the odd snake.
Snakes, yeah.
So what did you see when you went out to the Ningaloo Reef?
Underneath there, we saw the dolphins, the sea turtles, whale sharks.
Just a phenomenal amount of creativity under the sea. I think for me it was one of the highlights of the trip when we got to actually interact with these creatures in their own place, in their own home. You know, they're comfy. We're like way out of our comfort zone, checking for sharkies, and yet there they are, pushing, you know, nuzzling on our mask and swirling around and playfully playing with us.
Yeah.
I just felt privileged. I felt like I made a friend. Now, when you went on the trip initially, I think you were even entertaining just doing the Roadrunner.
Yeah, I was going to...
See you later, everyone.
Yep.
I'm taking 3 months and bye. 1 is good, but 2 is like way, way better on these adventures.
Yeah, definitely. And you get
I would
someone
have
to
felt
share
awful
it with.
just wondering where the heck you were and whether you're all right and what scrapes you got into. And it was just so much better to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I decided was if we're going to do this, I wanted to record it. I have absolutely... It was a really tough thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How hard was it to actually do the video recording?
Look, you know, it was hard because the whole time it was actually not a rest. Like, you never got to rest, really, and just enjoy everything because you're all the time thinking, I've got to edit this, I've got to do this, I've got to get this shot. And everything was, So it wasn't like we went on a lovely holiday at all.
A romantic adventure.
No, it was like, actually, we were on.
Work.
It was work. But you know what? I like work, so work's good. So I'm keen for that. So, you know, I could cope with, you know, we could just do weekends away if you want to rest, you know?
I thought at the end of the day we would have had about 20 kilos of camera gear.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal amount of camera gear. And it was an effort. It took a certain percentage of each day's joy out. But why did we do it? Like, who you know?
Well, we magnified the longevity of the trip, really, at the end of the day, because we get to see it in our nursing home, don't we?
Well, yes.
In our rocking chairs?
Yes.
Oh, honey,
So,
remember when?
You could. Yeah, and what about for others? You think this could help others?
Oh, look, I'd love it to inspire people to go and live your dream challenge, whatever it is that you want to do. Look, if you've just been used to sitting on the lounge the whole time and walking around the block is mammoth for you, good on you. Like, you know, go and do that and then just increase, you know, and just go, okay, well, I've walked around the block. Can I take a bike around the block, you know? Because that's what I did. Seriously. I started with riding my pushy up the street. And I thought that was wonderful when I first did that.
What's next, girl? What is next?
Oh, I don't know, but you know, the sky's the limit. You just...
The wallet could be a limit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Okay, Vetti, so, you know, you'd love this to inspire the individuals. I'd hope that somehow it inspires couples to just take adventures together.
Yeah.
You know, husbands and wives just getting out there and having a go. I mean, it's difficult.
The battles that you have, you know, it shouldn't be a win-lose, because if it's a win-lose, you both lose. It should be a win-win. I mean, we're pretty lucky like that because that's our surname. So we're always winners.
So are we in a win-win situation?
We are in a win-win situation.
Fine. Okay, like, I just have to ask this question. Let's just think about some of the prettiest places that you saw when we went around Australia. Maybe you say one and I'll say one.
Okay, done. Elliot Falls.
Catherine Gorge.
Emma Gorge.
Lake Argyle.
The Bungle Bungles. World class.
Can you beat the red sands of Cape Leveque?
Yes, with Ningaloo Reef.
Ah, the blue Ningaloo. Monkey Mia.
Oh, yes. And Denmark.
Chocolate City.
Yes.
Was the Stirling Ranges truly sterling?
Yes, they were sterling. What about the White Sands at Lucky Bay?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
How peaceful was Meningie?
Yeah, but I give you Great Ocean Road.
Works. Did you enjoy the Victorian Alps?
Oh, they're always sensational. Going there again.
Yes. And then, of course, our final destination.
Home.
Oh. Vetti, I put it to you that this was not just an adventure, but it was also a spiritual journey.
Yeah, definitely it was. Yeah. We saw what God was doing in our country and what he has been and what he is still doing today.
Yeah,
and it's
so...
really quite phenomenal.
I mean, Jesus was very, very keen on getting his presence felt everywhere.
He said it.
All over the earth.
He said, go out.
So, Vetti, what's he doing in Australia?
Yeah, he's got your local churches, like Beagle Bay, 100 years ago.
Yeah, so he's got churches in the most remote
Yeah.
places on the west coast that
Yeah.
you've ever imagined.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere you go. There's
Yeah.
a local church.
Look, if there's a pub, there's a church.
Oh, yes. Okay. There's plenty of places that local churches can't touch and can't reach.
Yeah.
What was Jesus doing to get around that?
Well, there's missionaries out there that already heard about God, and like the Indigenous missionaries who are talking to their local community, their own community. There's that.
Yeah, I also noticed that he was using the airways and planes
Yeah.
to actually fly into
Yeah.
remote cattle stations and remote communities.
And then he was using the seafarers, so you know the overseas people coming to us.
So he'd get on the boats and minister to people across the ocean.
Yeah.
Also noted that there's our next door neighbours who don't really have an opportunity to sense God or hear about Jesus. Well, Jesus decided to actually send in through the airwaves an amazing message about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Radio. And then you've got the Gideons, who just giddy up Gideons, who just you can't stop them.
They get everywhere. I think they were even up the Gibb River Road in the
Yeah, amazing.
Kimberleys.
Yeah, that's how good is that?
Go the Gideons.
Yeah.
Now, I even remember at the raucous racetrack, Jesus was still managing to make his presence felt.
We were there.
Of all the noise and all the
We were there thinking, there's no God story here, and then who rides past on their Honda 90?
Chaplain.
Yeah, Chaplain. I was like, what?
Hey.
Hey, I'm chasing him down. Can we have an interview with you?
Okay, so
Yeah.
it seems that wherever the local church has got a limitation, God seems to be getting his message and his presence felt.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome, isn't it?
It is awesome.
It's awesome. I feel like we're coming to a close with our crew, and almost feels like family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any final words you want to say to the family?
Look, can I encourage you just to take a challenge and just to live it and just go and do it. It's not a failure if you fall. It's only a failure if you don't try. So whatever it is, you don't know how long you've got. Make it count, and make it count for eternity as well. Wow. Because our bodies, I heard it said just the other day, it's like, don't think of our bodies with the spirit, but think of our spirit happens to inhabit a body for 80 years, because 80 years is not that long. So
I think
spirit goes forever.
I think that you've done an amazing job just visually mentoring girls to say, you know what, don't limit yourself.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Can I just say he has supported me 100%, 110%. If I didn't have you here, it wouldn't be happening. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Good on you, darling.
That was...
I didn't want to kiss her on the lips because of the lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and likewise, you supply so much vision and energy to start things that I would never have a crack at. Your ability to have that reach into the places that frighten me, you go there. And so I come running out to clean up. I come running in to clean up, and in so doing, I grow in the process. So I think you get me going and I save you. It's a real team effort at the end of the day.
well, that's your job, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's an emergency doctor.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Tell us about what do you think spiritually for you?
Well, we spent a lot of time. Well, one of the things I wanted to do is encourage people spiritually as we went around Australia. And the journey's finished, but the encouraging hasn't. So I guess my final words to our crew and our family would be, can we encourage you to find Jesus? And it's quite a strange thing to think about, like an invisible person, but you only really know he's there, and if he cares, if you go looking. And it's not a hard thing. He promised to be really close by. He said, I can be as close as at hand. The kingdom of God, the spiritual realm, it's that close. And I think one of the ways that helped me to find him was just to start saying, hey God, are you there? Jesus, do you care about me? Now, I don't know how he will answer you, in what form, what mode he will do that. But he certainly answered me, and he certainly answered Vetti. And I think the way he did it for us was to just a knowing and a sense on the inside something was different, something had started. And as I went along in the journey, I realised that he was actually birthing a totally new version of me inside the old me. I like his version. Yeah. I still got the old one.
But I think you've written this down, haven't you, honey?
Well, I did write it down. We both did. Once we found Jesus in a very spiritual, immediate, and relational way. A real way. Then we did. We charted our journey in a little booklet. It's about an hour and a half read. You can access it probably from our website. It is got real, and that may help you if you.
It's our backstory, warts and all.
Yeah, it's a bit of our backstory on how we found faith. And let us encourage you, like, go on your journey, find God. You'll never regret it. You'll never regret it. And the other thing we'll say is we'd love to continue just to pray for the people that watch some of these videos, and that they would sense God, and they would find Jesus, and that we'd get this amazing meeting and party with them in heaven if we don't get to meet down here.
Amen.
That's going to be an awesome day. And not only will we pray for you, but if you want to connect in some way with us, then I just head on to the website, isgodreal.com.au, and we can always connect with you there. But it's been a privilege having the journey with my wife. It's been a privilege sharing it with you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, who knows? Who knows what the next adventure is for us?
Yeah. Maybe Tasmania,
Maybe Tasmania.
New Zealand. Sponsors, Ducati.
Yeah. But we've loved this journey through and through, and yeah, we're praying for you guys. But unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. So over and out from us.
See you guys.
See you,
Thanks.
crew.
Thanks for hanging in.